This is Lance Archer, the American Psycho.
This is Brian Thompson, the voice of TCW Wrestling.
This is the original hardcore wrestling and freak of ECW, the one and only Axel Rodney. Yes, this is the Shockmaster, and you're listening to Hardcore Wrestling Radio.
Hello everyone, I'm the Time Star, Rick Star, and welcome to another edition of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, and forgive me for the sound of my voice right now as I'm talking to my internal microphone as my headset died, but this week's top story, of course, WrestleMania, this Sunday. That's right, guys, we're going to be doing our picks for WrestleMania. But before we get on to that, let's get on to the panel. First, he's my sidekick, he's my partner, he's a son of a bitch, Andy. Andy, welcome to the show.
Welcome, and thanks for having me, and hello to everyone who's listening.
Then we have the classic wrestling manager. He's Joseph Knight. Joe, what's up?
I was just looking over next week's FMKs.
Ah.
Oh, no.
And then, over from Lance Moss TV, he's the incomparable Lance Moss.
Well, I'm doing pretty good. A little scared for that Ted DiBiase-esque laugh Joe just gave us, but I'm doing pretty good nonetheless.
We have the iVlog tag team in the house. First, from the Who Dat Temple, he's James from the Big Easy. James, what's going on?
I know this show is not going to be shown until, it'll be on YouTube or the Daily Motion until after all this stuff happens. But if you see Mad Access, say hi.
He'll be the one with the T-shirt that says AJ Stalker.
Hey.
What we'll do is we'll just make sure we put the big arrows. AJ Stalker, AJ Stalker, AJ Stalker. And then, of course, we have his tag team partner. He's the Bay Area MVP, known as Will. Will, what's going on?
I just hope that this WrestleMania will not put me to sleep. I just hope not. But, yeah, let's get it going.
All right. Well, you know what? Before we get on to the WrestleMania story, we do have one story we want to cover first. We know that Jim Ross, which is a WWE Hall of Famer, he was one of the WWE's top commentators, has now moved on to the MMA, guys. Andy, I know you have something to say about it, so go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, I personally don't think it's a good move, and the reason why I don't think it's a good move, MMA have been denying now for the last 12 months that they're trying to rip off the WWE with storylines, promo videos, the old shebang. And now they're going to have the top guy in the business going to be doing colour commentary or commentary for them. What are you doing, guys? Think about what you said. We're not copying off wrestling, but we're having one of the wrestling's main dudes as our commentator.
Well, let's face it. You know, MMA has had wrestlers in the business. They've had people, like Batista. They've had Bobby Lashley. Brock Lesnar, so why not? I mean, even CM...
But if you know, they're all coming back now because they're trying to get this squeak. Because people were saying, "Oh, MMA, UFC, call it what you will. It's fixed. It's like wrestling." And no, it's not fixed. It's all legit. It's legit fighting. Bullshit. It's as fixed as wrestling is. And if you think any different, you must be an idiot. But they've got rid of all the wrestlers. They've made it uncomfortable for them that they've either been pushed or they've left. Because they try and get that step away from wrestling because they were being tarred with the same brush. The outcome's all decided and this, that and the other. And now they can employ Jim Ross. Not a good move.
So, okay, I'm not sure if I completely agree with you on that. I mean, I don't think that... I'm more wondering, why did Jim Ross leave the WWE? I mean, here he is. He was a commentator, one of the best commentators according to everybody. Then he leaves commentator tables, and then WWE kind of juggles commentators around, and they really didn't have it. They went from, they had Booker T, which was a lousy commentator. They had that that young kid who I still can't remember his name for the life of me. He gets kicked out.
Josh Matthews, thank you. He was doing all right. I mean, he was just a young kid. I guess he just needed more experience. I really won't say he did it bad. He did a lot better than Booker T. So he kind of gets kicked out, and he's now, up in the back, kicked into the back. And the question is,
if he was doing such a bad idea, why did they move him out? Anybody have any ideas? Joe, what's your thoughts?
You know what? Let's face it. MMA is going to become the next big thing. It's going to be bigger than professional wrestling because they're stealing everything that's professional wrestling. If you want to cement yourself as a company, especially MMA, you want to make it pleasable to the ear. You want people that you can recognize once you pick up. Okay, you're not going to hear Stone Cold, but you're going to hear, oh my God, look at that, right hook or something. I think Jim Ross, and we all know he has had personal issues with the WWE management, and like I said, off the show, I think the WWE has embarrassed him enough throughout the years that I think this is a good move for him. He's getting into a different type of field. He's going to get into a position where it's going to legitimize him more as a sports commentator.
Lance, what are your thoughts about Jim Ross heading over to MMA? Do you like the idea? Do you hate the idea?
Well, if he can make money doing it, go for it.
All right. So, in other words, you're not really against the idea at all. All right.
If he ain't going to get treated right at WWE, why not get treated right where he will? Why not go somewhere where he will be treated right? It's not like he's going to TNA or something.
Thank God.
You know what? Actually, hold on. No, you say thank God, but you know what? Will? What if Jim Ross? Why do you think Jim Ross didn't go to TNA?
Because he was so loyal to the WWE. I mean, look at all the years he's been there. I mean,
he's obviously not loyal to walk away from the company, so I don't think it has anything to do with loyalty. You think maybe it has more something to do with money that TNA couldn't afford him?
Probably. I mean, let's look at the pluses and the minuses about the pluses was he's been in WWE for over 10 years. I mean, we can argue all day about he being one of the best announcers that never went to another company. But the minus part, and you just said it, is, WWE has embarrassingly, they publicly embarrassed him. And, he has to take that wherever he goes. So now with him going to MMA, I mean, is the WWE losing its touch by letting one of the great announcers walk? I don't know. We could debate that, but he walked. He just walked.
James, do you have any thoughts on Jim Ross heading over to the MMA and not TNA?
I think with Jim Ross leaving was more of a personal issue because there's also, there's reports that, the fact that he didn't control that WWE 2K14 thing with Ric Flair kind of had a bad thing with WWE. And I think I'm not against JR going to MMA. If he goes to UFC, because he's working for Fox Sports, and I think because the fact that UFC and Fox Sports has an agreement, and they're having like a couple of their shows on like the Fox Sports or even the Fox Network, then why not?
All right. Joe, let me ask you, and I know you are such an anti-TNA person. Would it help TNA at all if, for some reason, if they could have lassoed in Jim Ross?
Absolutely. If they could afford to pay for Jim Ross, okay, they would have got a legitimate commentator at their booths. Nothing against, Mike Tenay and Taz, but I'd rather listen to I'd rather listen to Bobby Heenan and Jim Ross or anybody else except for those two. I think it would have helped TNA greatly to have more of a personality in their booths as well as the ring. But again, you're talking about TNA. They have no idea how to put something together. And it's not like I'm pure anti-TNA. I think the talent is good. It's the direction the company is. And right now, personally, they just simply cannot afford JR. He's one of those rare guys that you have to give him extreme big bucks to lasso him in. And TNA just doesn't have that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, let's get on to our main story. And here we are, guys. WrestleMania 30 We've all been talking about this for the past couple of weeks, almost a month now, and we all aren't really psyched up for this pay-per-view, guys. Let's start off with the first match. It's supposed to be it's the pre-show match, which is for the WWE Tag Team titles. It's the Usos versus the Ryback versus Real Americans versus the Lost Matadors. I would like to see the Real Americans win it, but because of all the problems that they've been having, I don't see them winning a title. I see them probably splitting sometime right after WrestleMania 30. Lost Matadors, guys, if you ask me, I don't see. I just really don't care for them. And Ryback, well, let's just face it, they guys have been the job tag team over the past couple of months. So I think if my personal pick, I think the Usos are going to win this title. I think they're going to keep it. Andy, what's your pick?
The Usos.
Okay. Lance, over to you.
We the people.
You think the Real Americans are?
Yeah.
Gonna keep it? All right. So let's all right. And Will, over to you.
When y'all say ooh, y'all say oh, ooh, sounds. They retain.
All right. James, over to you.
For me, I feel like, while we have Les Matadores in there, Ryback ain't to be a contender. The only threat to the Usos are the Real Americans. But I think they may even split up at Mania, so my picks will be the Usos to retain the title.
James, can I explain to you why we're having Los Matadores at Mania?
Sure.
It's really simple. Midget at Mania.
You got the point.
We're just waiting for a midget punt kick at Mania.
Punt the midget.
And Joe, over to you. Who would you really concede winning the titles or retaining the titles at WrestleMania?
I'm going to surprise you all. I'm going to actually take Ryback, and I got a good reason for it. They've been getting the worst end of the deal for months, weeks and months now. I bet they're going to give them those belts. It's going to be up to the Real Americans. The Real Americans are going to appear to win it. Something's going to happen. Ryback is going to take charge of it, and I see Ryback as transitional champions. They're going to win it and lose it maybe on Monday Night Raw or another pay-per-view.
All right. Up next, guys, which will probably be one of the opening matches, which will be the Vicky Guerrero Divas Invitational Challenge. Now, this is where all 14 Divas will be in the ring at the same time. Whoever scores the first pinfall will walk away the WWE TV's champion. Now,
Divas champion?
The WWE Divas champion.
Yeah, Divas champion.
Yeah.
I heard Divas. I don't know why.
Divas.
Okay, thank you.
My pick for me is either one of the two ladies. I'm either going to pick Tamina or Naomi. Considering it's it's really one hard for me to call. I'm going to start off with you, James, the king of the Divas.
Oh my God. For me, kind of inside scoop. I was at the Access training today, and Vicky Guerrero was there. And I wait for Lance to say it.
You poor bastard.
Thank you. Vicky kind of hinted that she may get involved with the title match, and I think that she will get involved. And I would see more with a Total Diva winning it. If not a Total Diva, then Tamina. But I feel like Brie Bella could be the one that walks out of Mania as the champion.
Alright. And Will, over to you.
So sad for AJ. We all know that she is not going to keep this title going into the pay-per-view. So, sorry about your damn luck. I got Tamina winning this one. I have a bad feeling all the Divas, they're going to attack each other, have their little bit of a time frame, and Tamina's going to have one of her, okay, everyone's beating up AJ, let me be in the background for a while. Okay, they're beating her up. Okay, I'll just go ahead and take the pin while they're worried about each other. 1, 2, 3, your new Divas champion, Tamina.
Alright. Andy, your thoughts, your pick.
I think it's going to be AJ retain. I really do.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Joe?
I actually have two in mind. I actually see Vicky Guerrero because she's so absorbed into this. This is a Vicky Guerrero Divas Invitational Challenge. I could see Vicky Guerrero winning and saying she won the first ever challenge.
Yeah, she kind of hinted at that.
Exactly. If it's not her, I could see this will be either the final nail on the coffin for the Tamina AJ, how should I say, relationship. And I actually think I have to agree with Will. I think Tamina might win this. If it's not Vicky Guerrero, it's going to be Tamina.
Okay. And next we have the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle. Oh, I'm sorry. Lance, over to you.
I'm glad I'm that memorable, but anyway. I'm going to go AJ to retain and James to referee.
Can I say something before we continue on that? To me, the reason why I'm not picking Tamina, I think she is a good candidate to win, but I think you don't really need to have a title with Tamina and AJ. That's my personal opinion. I just don't feel like you need to have the Divas title involved with Tamina and AJ Lee. Because it's basically more like Diesel and Shawn Michaels.
And next we have Andre the Giant Memorial Battle. Now keep in mind there are 3 open spots in this Battle Royal, which means these can be anybody.
Jake Roberts, Scott Hall, and Mr. T. I'll make the prediction straight away. And I guarantee one of them 3 will be in it. Jake Roberts, guaranteed. The other two I'm unsure, but they've put him in the Hall of Fame this year, so what is Scott Hall and Mr. T going to do apart from just walk on the stage and wave?
Right.
Just that. I hate to say it. You know what, though? While we're talking about these open spots, you know, who else is hosting WrestleMania? Who's also said never say never for one more match?
Hogan won't do it because he's back screwed and he's got doctor's notes saying he'll never wrestle again, whether he thinks he wants to or not. I don't even think for a massive payday Hulk can go anymore.
Okay. Well, he keeps on saying never say never, never say never. He said it in 2 or 3 different interviews, so he keeps on saying never say never. So, do I think he can be in there and just be thrown right back out? Yeah, who knows? But unless a major name returns, I have to say, my pick is Big Show. Andy, over to you. Who's your pick, B?
Out of all the ones that are in it, I suppose I've got to go with you, Big Show, because there's nobody else that really deserves to win anything.
No.
And I think they pushed that with Roddy Piper at Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. But you know what? That's the thing. They've been kind of pushing it a little too much for me. So even though we picked Big Show, I still kind of wonder. Lance, over to you.
Well, who I think the last 3 is going to be is Van Dam, Jake, and why the hell not Sami Zayn. And my actual pick, some people are going to think I'm crazy. Some people already know I am. But anyway, I got to go with Dolph Ziggler.
Okay. Joe, your thoughts. Your pick.
You know what? I'll have to go because he portrayed the Giant during his WCW days. I have to say the Big Show all the way. They have to give him one good WrestleMania. He's the reverse Undertaker. He's lost more than one.
Yeah. All right. Will, your pick.
Oh, man. Well, for the last 3, I'm going to just say it's going to be a legend. The second one is going to be an NXT star, and I'm going to say it's Alexander Rusev. I mean, many people probably forgot how good he was at the Royal Rumble.
And they've been pushing him for the past couple of weeks.
Yes.
On and up. They didn't push him like the past 2 weeks that he hasn't been on the screen, I don't think. Yeah. He wasn't on last week Raw at all.
Yeah. And the last one is going to be someone out of nowhere that we wouldn't expect.
CM Punk.
But my pick to win it, for right now, it's going to be Sheamus, but something can happen out of nowhere. We'll wait and see. But I got Sheamus for right now. I may flip-flop before Sunday. Who knows?
Could even be Sting.
Yep. Never know. And James, over to you.
For me, I feel like Big Show, because Big Show is basically one of those, persons that won a lot of the championships that WWE have, and like a couple of championships he could win in WCW. And what Joe said is that he needs that WrestleMania moment. I think this could be the time. But also, I feel like they can also give it to Alexander Rusev should he be in the Royal Rumble match. My official pick is Big Show, but I will not be surprised if Rusev enters and wins.
Well, now we're going to move on to The Shield versus the New Age Outlaws and Kane. I'm expecting this to be somewhat of a good match. I'm still a little bit of flip-flopping on who I'm going to pick. I'm just going to say The Shield just to pick my win, but I wouldn't be surprised really who comes out on this one. So I think, people are saying that the Shields are going to be breaking up soon. They're going to be breaking up soon. They're going to be breaking up soon. They're going to be breaking up soon. Could WrestleMania 30 be their breakup night? I don't think it's going to happen. I honestly think that they could possibly win this match because I don't think that after WrestleMania 30, I think the New Age Outlaws are going to be gone. I don't think they're going to be signed a lengthy contract. That's just my personal thoughts. Joe, what are your thoughts?
You know what? This could be also 360, and they could turn it whole around and make the Shield more united than anything else. They could actually just do a about face on this.
True.
So I'm actually going to pick the Shield for this. I'm going to pick. I'm going to surprise people. I think Dean Ambrose is going to get the pin. He's going to get the pin, the winning pin.
All right, Andy, your picks.
Well, my heart's telling me New Age Outlaws and Kane to win, but that's not going to happen. We're talking in the WWE, so Shield are definitely going to win for two reasons. Number one, they're not going to split up yet, and number two, it's not going to do the Shield's character much good if they lose by the New Age Outlaws and Kane, who are the old boys. It's not going to do the reputation any good.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, and that's where I see it going. Especially if the New Age Outlaws are going to be leaving probably right after WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I want the New Age Outlaws and Kane to win, and I think they deserve to win, we're talking in the WWE, so it's Shield all the way, unfortunately. The reason why I don't think the Shield are going to be splitting up at WrestleMania, I still don't see that Dean Ambrose and the guy with the blonde and black hair have got any character yet, so they need to work on the character, or it's just going to be that one big guy, the big Samoan guy, I can never remember his name. He's going to be the only one that's got Roman Reigns. He's going to be the only one in S.H.I.E.L.D. that's got a job.
Well, you know what? I tend to disagree with you because Seth Rollins has a lot of character. And you know what? I think.
But can you see him being a big star on his own? Because I can't. And the same with Mr. Moxley there. I just don't see him.
Dean Ambrose.
I don't see them being any bigger than probably. Oh God, I can't think who.
I don't see them at WWE World Champion status. If that's what you're asking, absolutely not. They definitely need more development.
I see him in the Fandango market, jobbers.
Oh God, I wouldn't go that far. I mean, come on, let's be realistic. Look at Fandango, what he does in the ring, and look at what Seth Rollins does in the ring. You gonna tell me those two are the same?
Unfortunately, they both got the same to offer. If you look at some of the Fandango stuff that he's actually done in some of his matches, he's a pretty talented guy. I mean, I don't know nothing about his indie days, but he's a pretty talented guy.
What? What does he do in the ring? His seven stomp and kick.
Leg drop.
Yeah, he does a leg drop. I don't know what matches you watch, Andy, but he's
had people in headlocks and all sorts.
Yeah, he does a few good matches. He's had a few decent matches, but most of the matches I see him do: stomp, kick, punch, stomp, kick, punch.
All I can remember is Mr. Moxley, because I prefer to call him.
I'm not talking about Moxley. I'm talking about Seth Rollins. We're talking about Seth Rollins, who I think is a technician in the ring.
I think Seth Rollins is, I don't know, he's nothing any different than anybody else.
Well, I totally disagree with you. But that's...
Moxley is just, all Moxley comes over to me is, and I've mentioned this before quite a few times, he's just got one of those phases that you just want to beat the crap out of every time you see him, because he's just so over the top with his facial expressions. And what does he actually do in the ring apart from come over as a bit of a bully, and when shit hits the fan, he has to rely on his friends to bail him out.
I think that's, again, what the whole Shield character, that's why they kind of put him in there as a heel. He was getting over his heel. The face character right now, I'm not sure if it's working. But I think we both kind of disagree on Seth Rollins, because I really think that Seth Rollins, with a lot more development, can very well get...
Well, look at that guy. I can't remember what that guy... I think he's in three-man band. No, he isn't even in that. Him that used to do that leg split, triple, quadruple spin and splash. Everyone, oh, he's fantastic. What happened to him? He was talented. The dark-haired guy. Yeah, dark-haired guy. Probably one of the best talented guys I've seen in wrestling for about 2 or 3 years. What's he doing? Jobbing.
Moving right along.
The look that he's got, unfortunately, is a Ring of Honor look.
Yeah.
The grungy, dirty-looking street guy does not make it big in WWE.
I think you're possibly right. I think CM Punk didn't make that
Kevin
look
Nash made a bigger deal in WCW than he did in WWE because he looks like an out-and-out thug.
Yeah. Well, I think this is a conversation definitely for another part of the show or another night. Let's get on to Lance. Who's your pick for the between the Shield and the Outlaws and Kane?
Main reason because it's just straight up wrong to put former members of DX in a damn suit. I gotta go with the Shield.
All right, Will, your pick.
Yes, he's very excited.
Yes.
Hey.
James, your pick.
Well, since MVP's not here, my pick is Shield because really, I have a point. New Age Outlaws, they're not going to be in WWE for a while. I mean, why would you push them over the Shield? Really?
Yeah. Okay. Well, now we get on to another match, which is John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is a match, as much as I hate to say, I am not looking forward to, because this is a guy who I don't really think really should be pushed. I really don't care for Bray Wyatt. But as much as I hate to say it, he's been getting pushed a lot. And the fact that he's in a match with John Cena, who I think he could very well go over on, even get a heel win over on Cena, just, I'm not really happy about it. But I think I could see Bray Wyatt winning this match, guys. Andy, your thoughts?
I'm going to go for John Cena, but it wouldn't... I mean, what is it, the last 2 or 3 times now John Cena's been shat all over, so it wouldn't be surprising, but I want John Cena to win. Bray Wyatt just needs to leave.
Yeah, I have to go with you there. Joe, your thoughts?
On this special night of Monday Night WrestleMania, I hate to say it, but I'll see the Wyatt family attack Cena, Hogan come on and help him, and I see Super Cena winning again.
All right. Lance, your pick.
Follow the buzzards.
All right. James, your pick.
For me, I want to pick Bray Wyatt, but at the same time, this is WrestleMania. The fact that Cena does well at Mania, he rarely loses at Mania, especially like to the lower card. I don't see it.
Okay. Will, are you back with us?
Yeah.
Okay, Cena or Wyatt?
Well, for my pick for the 6-man, thinks I have to step away. I'm giving it to the Shield, so just to put that out there. As far as this match goes, I have to disagree with James on this one. Yeah, he rarely loses at Mania, but let's face it. I mean, look at the build-up they had to do to get this match. I mean, come on. Are we forgetting about the build-up here, people? This is where I think Wyatt goes over. I mean, you have to worry about Harper and Rowan maybe interfering. I mean, come on. Let's face facts. You think Wyatt can have a clean match by himself? A few times he has, but this is Mania we're talking about. This is where Wyatt gets over. This is where Wyatt has to win this one. He talks about slaying the dragon, if you ever got that problem. So this is where Wyatt goes over. I have to pick Wyatt on this one.
And of course now we're coming with Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar, guys. And, to me there's no real guess on this one. It's Undertaker. You know, I don't think Undertaker will ever give up the win to anybody. And, you know, he can come down in a walker and he could fight, you know, a young guy like, you know, stronger than Brock Lesnar, and he'll still get the win. That's just me. People can say, oh, no, you don't know what you're talking about because Undertaker rocks, he's the best. And, well, no, he's not the best. He's old, he's over the hill, and he's riding on his own fucking coattails. The guy needs to fucking retire. He's basically, right now, he's in Flair and Hogan country right now. Andy?
I agree 100%. He's going to win, unfortunately, but he ain't going to give the streak up. And all you people that are jumping up and down and say, WrestleMania 31, WrestleMania 31, he'll be fighting Sting. Do you really think he's going to give it up to Sting? Fucking get a grip on yourself.
Joe?
All I gotta say is, who wrote this whole lineup for WrestleMania? I mean, did the creative team really go that far? I mean, a bunch of chimpanzees with Eugene leading them on could have wrote a better storyline and a better setup than this. I mean, how many, are we going to see the same Rocky theme here where Brock Lesnar beats the crap out of The Undertaker for him to come back and do one move and win?
Probably.
Unfortunately, it's The Undertaker who's going to get the win.
James?
For me, it's really is that if they want to give it to somebody, they should give it to somebody that's going to be down in the company for the next 5 to 10 years. I mean, Brock Lesnar, he's not going to be back he's going to be back, but he's not going to be that in WWE for that long. If they want to give it up to somebody, they had to give it to somebody who's new, or somebody that's going to be in the company for 5 to 10 years.
Yeah,
so,
now in the WWE, he'll drop the streak to The Rock. That's the mentality of the WWE.
They're not gonna, I don't even think they'll give up to The Rock. But my pick's Undertaker.
All right, Lance.
Taker.
Okay, and Will.
Brock Lesnar's gonna go back to the Rocky crawled under. All that hype for nothing. Just give it to Taker. Let's move the fuck on.
Thank you. All right, now we have what I call the sub-main event. This will probably be the stealer of the night because they're really building this match up more than they really are building up the main event. I hate to say it. It's Daniel Bryan versus Triple H, where the winner will be in the main event. Now, personally, I am hoping that Daniel Bryan's going to be in the main event. That's my pick. Guys, there's that chance of Triple H being in it? Yes, but my pick is for Daniel Bryan. Joe, I'm going to go over to you.
Joe?
You know what I'm thinking here? This Triple H has such an ego that he will want to get into the main event just to have full control of the company by having the belt. I would love to have Daniel Bryan win this. And he is my pick, but for some reason I just get an odd feeling Triple H is going to screw this up somewhere. But, yep, Daniel Bryan for the win.
All right. Andy, who do you see winning this match?
Daniel Bryan.
All right. James, your pick.
If they want to put Triple H into the main event, they will have to do something crazy and stupid. Basically, make it where it's double disqualification, basically a draw, no contest. But my pick is Daniel Bryan.
All right. Lance, your pick.
Well, I kind of see somehow by hook or by crook them putting Shawn Michaels as special guest referee and Bryan going over.
Well, I don't see that happening yet because they haven't really announced him. I mean, they would have announced it by now, and it just hasn't happened.
They've put stipulations in at night of before.
Okay.
He was
but they
pulled
would
off of GMA for some reason.
Yeah, but you know what, though? If they were going to... I mean, I have to say, for somebody like Shawn Michaels to be a special guest referee, considering one that they did it last year, would be kind of like, okay, again...
Oh, he was a special referee last year.
2 years ago, he was special guest
2
referee.
years ago, I'm sorry, it was 28.
Last year, he was the manager of Triple H.
Okay, but even still, my point is this. He has, if they were going to have, Shawn Michaels is usually a big attraction for WrestleMania. We can all agree on this. Whether you like him or dislike him, he's a big attraction. Then he would have came out and said, hey, you know what, I'm going to be a part of WrestleMania. He would have been doing this a couple of weeks, and then he would have made the announcement like last week or even the week before. So I don't see it happening. That's just my call.
My thought is if they put Shawn Michaels in WrestleMania, it would take all the shine off putting Hulk Hogan, because they've both got big egos and they want to be the best heel. So
I agree.
It won't work for that reason.
I think that's why they kept him away out of it. That's probably why he stayed away this year. But okay, your pick is also Daniel Bryan for the win.
Yes.
All right, and Will, over to you.
Well, this is where basically WWE shot themselves in the foot in this one, and WWE be stupid to let Triple H just an Evolution main event at Mania. Get the fuck out of here. This is where WWE needs to put Daniel Bryan over and make this an exciting match instead of a boring match where we're going to shoot ourselves. Daniel Bryan wins.
Okay. Well, now we come to the main event, guys. It's Randy Orton versus Batista, and we'll just say right now, because we all pretty much in agreement that Daniel Bryan. So we'll just say for Daniel Bryan, in this case, for the WWE World Heavyweight Title. You know what? I personally myself, I would love to see Daniel Bryan win it, because I think that Daniel Bryan, he's earned himself a 6 month. This has been almost like a 6 month, fight. So I heard, I think this is where he's finally earned it, and I think this is where it's going to culminate. And I think he's going to get it, and this is going to be the end, and he's going to win the title for real this time. Andy, your thoughts?
I think for Daniel Bryan to win is too predictable, so it's not going to happen. It's either going to be Randy Orton or Batista, because they've been pushing Batista. So of the two, I'm going to go for Randy Orton, but I'm almost sure Batista's going to win.
Okay. Joe, your thoughts?
Well, I can see we're really excited for this coming WrestleMania. You know what? I would love to see Daniel Bryan finally get the nod. But if they screw it up and Triple H comes out, then you know he's not going to win, and Randy's going to keep it. But I'm going to cross my fingers and vote Daniel Bryan.
All right. Will, your pick.
If Daniel Bryan doesn't win here, look for the WWE stock to plummet down faster than the Titanic. So I'll have Bryan win this one, but on a personal note, if they don't let Bryan win here, WWE shot themselves in the fucking foot. So I got D. Bryan to win.
James, your pick.
I'm gonna go disagree on Joe with one thing. I see Triple H coming out and interfere in this match. As you know, triple threat matches are no disqualification match. He's gonna be so upset that he lost to the goat-faced gremlin Daniel Bryan that he's gonna come out, try to beat him up, try to cost him everything. And I see Daniel Bryan coming out and pulling it through, becoming the World Heavyweight Champion. If Daniel Bryan doesn't win, I'm gonna have to watch out for my ass, because I'm gonna be at WrestleMania, and it's gonna be a big old riot.
Well, you know what? You made an interesting point, because we were talking about this, and you know what? Let's say if Triple H does do a rundown, we've been talking about a possible run-in of one other person. There's been talk about a possible run-in from CM Punk. Do we think that CM Punk could possibly just run in, where he could actually return? Do we see CM Punk returning, guys? Lance, I haven't forgotten about you, so we will get to you guys. We will get to you, Lance. Joe, real quick, do you see CM Punk returning at WrestleMania at some point, in some fashion?
You know what? I don't see him interfering in this. I see Hulk Hogan grabbing Triple H and pulling him to the back. I could just see that happen.
Okay. All right.
And the reason is, if CM Punk comes in, he's not going to come in for, if he's going to interfere, he's not going to interfere for the main heavyweight title. He's going to interfere in the Triple H Daniel Bryan pre-match. So I can actually see Triple H running down, about to interfere. Hogan comes down as the host of WrestleMania, chases off Triple H, or hobbles after Triple H, and Daniel Bryan wins the title.
Okay. Andy, again, same question. Do you see CM Punk returning, yes or no, in some similar fashion?
In some fashion, yeah, but I really, I'm going to stick my neck out, and I've said it loads of times. I don't know if I've said it in this instance, but Daniel Bryan is not going to win, because that's what everybody wants.
Okay. James.
I'm on the fence about that because really I don't know. Because really, I'm just thinking, what CM Punk would make that difference of being the helper, the savior of Daniel Bryan. They can also lead it to the part where he can save Daniel Bryan, but at the same time, after Daniel Bryan wins, he could just attack Daniel Bryan, something like that.
Okay. Will.
I don't see Punk coming back. I mean, nobody has heard anything from him. No one has, so no.
All right. Lance, your pick for the final match.
I gotta go. The Yes Movement lives on, and well, I wouldn't say nobody has heard from CM Punk if we all saw that little piece of jewelry AJ had on her finger, but I'm just saying.
So, do you think that CM Punk could possibly make a return, or you think that's just wishful thinking?
Mania? Probably not. The next night? Possibly.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, you know what? I think we all have our picks for WrestleMania, and I think we all can agree that WrestleMania 30 is not going to be that great. I think we're just going to have to watch it and just see what happens with this match. I mean, it's just and to be honest with you guys, that's why I have yet to get the WWE Network. I'm not going to pay for it, and I'll just have to watch it. It's just not worth it. I'll have to watch it in some other form or fashion. But we'll just leave it at that, guys. And I think we're going to wrap up this edition of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, guys. We want all you guys to make sure you thank you for listening. Make sure you put your comments in the comment section below. Make sure you like and subscribe to Hardcore Wrestling Radio. Andy, where can everyone find you at?
Yeah, you can find me at www.stokehaunted.com.
All right. We also have Joe, who is the Classic Wrestling Manager. Joe, where can everyone find you at?
Oh, they can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Joseph Knight Manager.
We have Lance, who is also Lance Moss TV at youtube.com. Lance, what's going on?
Album reviews, NASCAR discussion videos, redneck homemade cooking videos, and whatever else pops into my head.
We have the iVlog tag team in the house for the first from the Who Dat Temple. He's James from the Big Easy. James, tell us all about what you got going on at iVlog.
If I make it out of WrestleMania alive, you will find me on iVlog.tv/user/Fatboy504. We do sports talk, wrestling talk, game shows, games, and random stuff. As I said, if I make it out of WrestleMania alive, you will see me there.
And then you have your tag team partner, the Bay Area MVP, known as Will. Will, what's going on? What do you got going on over at iVlog?
Something like James, game shows, sports debates, wrestling talk, and just pretty much get ready for WrestleMania in a few days.
Okay, and what is where can everyone find you at?
www.ivlog.tv/user/Bay Area MVP. I'll be at the hood.
Alright. And of course, you can always find us over at our Facebook page at facebook.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio. And make sure you can check us out over at our YouTube page at youtube.com/HWR Show. Make sure you like us. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And then, of course, don't forget for our Daily Motion listeners, we're over at dailymotion.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio. And you can follow us over there. So for everyone here, I'm the Shine Star Rick Star saying we'll see you when we see you.
Thank you for listening to this edition of Hardcore Wrestling Radio. Be sure to follow us on our pages, facebook.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio and Spreaker.com/HWR Media, and also on youtube.com/HWR Show. Until the next time, this is Rick Starr saying see you when we see you.